There are a few things you will need to set up for the shade taking and photos. First, make sure to take the shade selection at the beginning of the appointment, before the teeth become dehydrated and after teeth being cleaned is ideal. Second, make sure the light quality and source is as much natural light as possible. Morning to noontime light is the most ideal, and remember to turn the overhead light off. Third, you want to be able to view the patient at an eye level, so have them sit up as straight as possible and do not do this lying down. Now decide which tooth you will be matching to. Use retractors so that you can see the whole tooth and the gingiva above it. Retracting also removes the shadows that are created by the lips. Have the patient hold their teeth slightly apart. Choose 2 shade tabs from your guide that you think are the closest match to the tooth you have selected to match to. We will choose the shade based on the hue or color first, A, B, C, or D. Then we will look at the chroma, amount of color saturation, and value, lightness or darkness, 1 through 4. Remove the tabs from the shade guide holder. Hold the shade tab incisal edge to incisal edge on the same plane as the tooth and right under it, not behind it or ahead of it. We want the light to hit the tooth and the shade tab the exact same way. Hold the camera or phone on the same plane as the surface of the tooth and shade tab so that the lens is perpendicular to the tooth. If you are using a phone or tablet, zoom in and move back slightly. This will remove the rounding effect of the image. Take the picture close enough just to capture the mouth and not the face. Make sure you can see the numbers or letters on the shade tab that indicate what shade it is. Make sure the camera is in focus before taking the picture, and send the digital copies to the lab. Do not print off and send with the case. Once the preps are complete, you will need to use the same photo protocol, but using the prep shade guide tabs to let the lab know the underlying shade. Shade mapping can also be done to aid with the communication to the lab. A sketch of a tooth divided to 3 areas, incisal, middle, and cervical. You can also use brown, orange, yellow, and blue felt pens to shade the areas. And write the shade tab identifiers in the distinct areas. Special characterizations can also be noted on the shade map, such as translucent zones location, presence of mamelones, fracture and stain lines, hypocalcification areas and proximal discolorations, and amount of surface texture and anatomy can also be indicated. Please use our RX to choose those special characterizations. In the next videos, we will go into more detail on how to take a custom shade and go more in depth regarding shade photo taking.